Hello and welcome to this professional development training. My name is Stephanie. I am your host and founder here behind the scenes at Mrs. D's Corner and the Intentional IEP. And welcome to the 2025-2026 Special Education Teacher Edition of the Teacher Lesson Planner Review. I've got, oh my goodness, I counted them beforehand and I already forget how many I have, but I've got a whole stack of lesson planners here to go over with you, dive into each of the pages, share my thoughts on them as a veteran special education teacher and IEP coach, how I would adapt them to fit the needs of different LRE classrooms. So I have taught, my history is I have taught in 4 different states. I have taught K through 12 public and charter schools, and I have pretty much taught everything from inclusion to co-teaching to self-contained to resource, push in, pull out. So my perspective at this is going to really share how I would use these lesson planners or adapt them to best fit the needs in whatever classroom setting I was working in. So without further ado, let's get started. The very first lesson planner that I want to share with you today is the all-in-one IEP lesson planner. Now, I won't even lie, this is a lesson planner that I created 3 years ago and put on Amazon. It is available in a digital format as well if you wanted to edit anything that you see in here and print out yourself. I'm sharing this because years and years of doing this lesson planner review video for you, I realized that every year I was saying, I wish that it had this, or I wish that it had this. And being in the classroom, I have the same wishes and wants as you do. And so I created this to really fit the needs of all of us within special education to not only cover our lesson planning needs, but also cover our caseload management needs as a special education teacher. I'm going to go through it just a little bit, but I'll also leave a video below here where we dive into every single page together, how to use it, all of the things. I don't want to take up too much time to do that because there's already a plethora of availability of videos on this as well. But you have your table of contents, your classroom information pages, your classroom procedure pages, student login information, paraprofessional schedules, student services schedules, school personnel contact information, as well as IEP team specialist contact information, your caseload snapshots, and then student profile pages. There's quite a few of these that go along with the IEP snapshot. So what you can do is, because they are front back, if you need more of them, you could easily take one of these out and print more if you needed. Then it goes into the long range planning, first, second, third, fourth quarter curriculum maps, into your quick glance calendars for this school year and next school year, because we know we're always planning ahead. IEP tracking calendar along with your quarterly tracking calendar so you can keep track of what IEPs are due when you have re-evals coming up, all of that good stuff. Your IEP rating timeline, which this is a free download at the Intentional IEP. I will leave the link below in the training description below so you can download. If you just wanted to grab this, this is available for free. You can download it. But then you have your caseload IEP rating timeline so you can write all of your students' names when everything is due. Then it goes into your planning pages. So you have July's calendar. This calendar is July of 2025 through June of 2026. And so you'll see you have a quick glance calendar down here of the next month. Priorities, must do, maybe do, due later. You have a quote. IEPs due this month, IEPs due next month. Don't forget upcoming events, notes, and then you have your dated calendar. So you'll see go to August. You have your dated calendar for all of them. I ordered a planner and then it wasn't, that page was not ready. So I've updated it. It is ready to go on that page, but I want to show you August so that you can see exactly what it is. Then you have related services checklist. So you have August, the student name, the service, the total minutes, and then you can check a box here that says received all minutes or needs additional minutes. This is great for compensatory education or if you're tracking student service minutes to keep that data so that you have it available. Your month at a glance, so week 1 through week 5, and then your priorities, deadlines, and to remember to do. Then it goes into your lesson planning pages. And one of the biggest questions I get is, how would you use this to lesson plan? And one of the things when I ask for feedback on what lesson planners you would love to see and or what you want to see in a lesson planner is, I need enough boxes for all of my small groups. And so what I did here was I gave you enough boxes to where the boxes weren't super small, you could still write in them. I write rather large, and so I didn't want to make the boxes too small, just in case you also write bigger on the bigger side, like your letters are bigger, like mine. What I would do is I would put either the time frames here or the blocks and then the days of the week, or the days of the week and the blocks here. And then either leave the last column or the bottom row for special things that I need to do either that day, if we have a staff meeting, things that I need to make sure that I email Stephanie's teacher for XYZ or email this service provider or whatever it may be, touch base, analyze data, reminders for myself is what I would use the extra row or extra column for. If you're doing it by days of the week, if you're doing it by small groups, you could easily do small group 1, 2, 3, or time frames that you have these different small groups and plan them out that way. You also have top priorities, para schedule, and notes here on the side. And so you have enough of these for every month of the school year, every week of the school year, and then it goes into the other months. So I'm going to jump forward to the rest of the planner because after all of the months and lesson planning pages, you have your IEP checklist. You have your IEP meeting checklist with your IEP meeting notes. Again, they are front back. If you need more of them, you can easily cut it out or rip it out and make more copies for yourself. Then it moves into your collaboration log. So when are you meeting with different team members? What did you talk about for which student? Moving into bell curve poster with the conversion chart. And then we have assessment timeline chart, student assessment scores, third-party billing, accommodations tracker. There's quite a few of that. An IEP goal tracker, quite a few of that. A parent contact log. Again, you've got quite a few here. And then it goes into professional development log and notes at the end for you to add all of your notes for whatever it may be that you need to remind yourself to do. Again, this is the all-in-one IEP and lesson planner. There are, I want to say 8 or 9 different cover versions. I will leave the links so you can choose your own cover on Amazon, or you can purchase the digital download version, which has tons more covers for this as well. And there are more pages than what you see in here. Again, watch that other video. I linked it below here so you can check it out and see the additional pages in the digital version as well. The next 2 planners I want to show you are both Plum Paper planners. These are the most expensive planners that you are going to purchase. With every personalization that you can add to these, there's literally thousands of different ways you could personalize a Plum Paper planner. The more expensive your planner gets. I did not personalize these with much. I just wanted the basic run-of-the-mill planner for each of these. One of these is a middle school planner, and then I think one of them is the pre-K planner, or I bought 2 different ones, elementary and a high school, or a pre-K and a non-pre-K, but I'm not sure which one is which because they are not labeled for which one it is. So we're just going to go through one of them and then we'll go through the other one. So Plum Paper, again, it's linked below. It's not an affiliate link. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. I do this so that you can best make a decision for you as to what lesson planner will best fit your classroom. So you have your calendar for the year for 2026, moving into special dates. These are for ideas, plans, and goals, just empty boxes. Then you have August. So this one starts in August. Goal 1, 2, and 3, birthdays, events, things to remember with a notes page. And then it has a dated calendar. With this one, you can add the moon cycles, first quarter. So I did add the moons in there because I think that's really valuable information to have as a teacher. Then it goes into your lesson planning pages, and you can choose different layouts, but I chose the one that I felt like would be most functional for a special education teacher. You have your quick glance calendar for August, a to-do list, a notes, and then you have prep work here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes that go down. So you have 7 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different columns that you could write things into. Again, I would do the same thing. I would probably do, well, it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you have Saturday, Sunday. So you would do your lesson planning this way. I would do different blocks or different small groups that you have. It would just depend. You could even cut these in half if you needed to, because there's 4, so you could split them evenly if you needed more grouping for small group schedules. And then you have the rest of your planning pages, and they all look the same. So let me see. There's another notes page at the end of August, and then it goes through each of the months. So I'm going to skip to the end, where it goes into my class. So this information is at the end of your lesson planner. This year's goal in 3 words: personal goals, professional development goals, planning goals, organizational goals, your year at a glance, my class schedule, and then you have substitute information going into field trips, volunteer list, classroom resources, classroom expenses, behavior log. I feel like we're going to need more of than that for some classes, but that's okay. Parent communication, student contacts, student health information, professional development, passwords, and then this year to reflect on it. And then you have some checklists here in the back. These are all checklists that you could use for grading, accommodation trackers, whatever goal tracking. You have probably about 10 or so pages. There are some grid paper here in the back, the little dot paper you could use for seating charts, and then you have contacts and passwords. And then it does come, this is the middle and high school planner. There we go, because it says on the stickers at the top here, you have some different stickers here, but here's my thing. I never see stickers for special education teachers. So I don't see any on here. They are super cute, but there's no IEP meeting stickers or anything like that. And then you do have your little folder in the back that you could do. The one thing I forgot to mention about this planner, you can take it to Office Depot, FedEx, Kinko's, any place where they have like a shredder. They will often sometimes maybe tell you no, but I have gone to Office Depot and I've heard people go to FedEx for about $4 is what it cost me. You can cut the spine and get them to spiral bind it if you wanted a spiral bound planner. So this was the middle high school plum paper. This one then, let's check because the stickers are going to say, is the elementary school. They do have a pre-K one. I imagine this one's going to look pretty similar as the other one. So 2026. Here's August. There's the calendar. The calendar does look a little different. And here are your planning pages. So they are a little different, but again, you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday have their own full block. So what you could do is you could make your own planner stickers. All of you, no idea how to do that. I have a video from last year or the year before where I taught you how to make your own planner stickers. I'll leave it linked below this video as well, so you can check that out. It's super, super easy. You can make your own sticker here and cover the top if you wanted to do it a different way than that, and maybe do just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then have like your to-dos at the bottom or on the column on the side or something. I don't know why teacher lesson planners come with a Saturday and Sunday because we don't teach on Saturdays and Sundays. Maybe if you're using it for like also a life planner for home stuff, you could certainly do that. But this is like a waste of two columns to me. So I would make my own sticker to cover up the top and reuse them for something else. The rest of those look the same. Let's go to the back and see what the My Class has in the back for this elementary plum paper planner. This year's goals, year at a glance, My Class schedule. There's an actual seating chart in here, substitute information, student health, field trips, volunteer resources, student birthdays, class expenses, behavior log, parent communication, passwords, professional development. So same things. Then you have your checklist pages and you have the stickers, which they look almost the same as the middle school, high school stickers. There are 4 pages of stickers in this one. I want to say that I maybe bought more stickers, but I think 2 pages comes standard in this. And then you have your little folder in the back that you could put things. So this is the elementary plum paper planner. Again, I'll link them both below so that you can go check them out. The next one I want to show you is the Hadley Designs. I'm pretty sure I got this one on Amazon. Again, I will link all of these below so you can check them out. I really liked this cover. I thought it was super cute. So here is more information about this. So you have the teacher planner, your name, substitute information, field trip planner, daily schedule, semester, so semester 1, 2, 3, 4, and then student information, important dates and birthdays, monthly plan for. So these months are blank. The dates are also blank. So you could start this whenever you'd wanted, but you would have to fill them in yourself. So you have monthly plan, special events, birthdays, this month's goals, top tasks. I like these planning pages in here. I think this would be more suited for an elementary school classroom than a middle or high school, but here's your calendar just based off of the looks of it. Here are your days of the week. So you have 7 blocks for each day where you could lesson plan, plus you have your extra column here. Again, no Saturday, Sunday. So I do like that because I don't personally use Saturday and Sunday in a lesson planner. But then it goes through all of them with all of the months. So let's go to the back and see if there's anything additional. There's not, except for stickers. My year in review, and then you have some stickers here, staff meeting, to do today, summer break, early release, goals, test, important to do, teachers. Some of these stickers are really cute though. No special education related stickers, no IEP meetings, no RTI, no MTSS, no evaluation, nothing. So no stickers on there, but this is the Hadley Designs lesson planner. Pretty basic, but very, very, very cute. All right, this one is the Happy Planner. You can also prep this with Happy Planner discs. Slice it, punch it, add the discs. I've also done that. I'm going to link another video for you how you can prep that 4 different ways. This is the Happy Planner, though. I got this one at Michael's. Let me cut it open. I haven't even opened it yet. All right. So you have your year at a glance. And then I really like these pages, how they have them laid out. So you have July, and then it has the day 1, 2, 3, and I like how it's laid out. All the weekends are in the gray. So I do like how this is laid out. That's pretty cool. So you have these for the 2 years. And then what is this? This is July. So it is a dated calendar. Then it goes into each week. But this is your lesson planning format. Now this is just a happy planner. This is not a happy lesson planner, but a lot of teachers really like the happy planner. So I wanted to get one to show you. Let me check like August and make sure that nope, that's it. This is it. So you would really have to adapt this to fit the needs of your classroom again, because, well, it has a Saturday and a Sunday. You would probably cut each of these into 2 or 3 boxes. You could make your own stickers to do your lesson planning or your small groups. But overall, you're going to have to adapt this a lot. Now, good thing about Happy Planner is you can make your own pages. This is smaller than an 8.5 by 11. So you would have to cut your pages down. This is a 7 by 9.25. But you could get the Happy Planner punch and add your own pages in, take these pages out and easily make it fit you, but you're going to have to adapt it a lot to fit the needs of your classroom. This personally is not one that I would purchase for myself because that's it. That it's literally just a planner. This is more of like a due date planner, what's happening each week, and not so much of a lesson planner. I'm pretty sure they do have a lesson planner version, but if you're looking at just the regular planner, you're going to have to, again, adapt this a lot to fit the needs of your classroom. So Happy Planner. This one is a sugar paper. I'm pretty sure I saw this one at Target, thought it was super cute, wanted to grab it to add to this year's list. So sugar paper. And we have some stickers at the beginning, which are really cute. Birthday, party, meeting, appointment, reminder, travel. This is just a general planner, so it's not a teacher lesson planner. It's just a regular planner. So you're not going to see all the teachery things inside of it. But you have your years at a glance, holidays, this year's wish list, this month, and then it goes into July. So there is your calendar for the year. And then here are all the different weeks. So let's look. Let me make sure. Yep. Okay. So the week spread is split like this. You have this week to do, to call, to email, to buy, this week's goals, and etc. So this is the left side. And then if you flip it over, here is your right side to do your lesson planning. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you could do a very basic rundown of lesson plans here, small groups, but it's not like a full-fledged lesson planner. They're all, let's jump to March just so I can show you. So here's March calendar. And then you go into the first week of March. So that is all that is in this planner. And then you do have a pocket at the end. It feels like a poly. It does. It is a poly folder pocket. So this is the sugar paper planner. I'll link it below. Let's look at the next one, which is a Bloom planner. This is one that a lot of teachers always want me to review, especially last year and this year. I think they're becoming more and more popular, especially because they're cheaper than the custom ones like you can get at Plum Paper and Erin Condrin and all of those ones. But let's take a look at it. So there is the front. So you could easily put something in here, change out the cover if you wanted, which is really nice. I don't remember that from last year, but this is an actual teacher planner. So you have information for the substitute, student information, communication log, website logins, field trip information, grid paper, grade book, which you could use again for attendance, you could use for IEP goal tracking, you could use for accommodation tracking, service minutes, lots of different ways you could use this. Let's see how many pages of that there are. Okay, that goes all the way back here. And then you have important dates and birthdays. It has space to add birthdays. And then plan for August. So we're going to go into August. Tell me, and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. This planner starts in August. Here is the August layout. So you have a July 2025 small calendar and a September, and then this is August. Notes, ideas, and to-dos over here on the side. And then here is your lesson planner pages. So this is July 28th because August starts on that Friday. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks over here, but this is a full block. So I'm going to let you see this up close. You would need to create your own boxes within here to fill in your different blocks. So that way you could identify your small groups, your lesson plans for different times of the day. Otherwise, it's just one big block. I don't hate that. I actually like that. It's very different from other planners, but you will need to adapt it to fit the needs of your classroom, depending upon what you teach and how specifically in detail your lesson plans are going to be. Let's move through the end, and I think that's it. Yeah. At the end, you have note paper for that month in review, and then you have 2026 in review, so at the end of the school year, and then there is a folder in here as well, one-sided folder, and then you have the back cover. So this was the Bloom planner. There's a bunch of different cover options. This is the one that I chose. I'm going to link it below for you. Next, we're going to move into the Carson Delos teacher planner. I've never reviewed this. I've never seen one, so I'm excited to see it. I always see them on there now, and this one's super cute. It's not very thick, so I'm curious what's inside. This planner belongs to, I can already tell this looks like a very elementary teacher school planner. I was right. Not to say a middle school or a high school teacher couldn't use these, but the look of it is more for elementary school teachers. Then you have your communication log, news and notes, planet, year at a glance. Here's July, so it is undated. August, oh, they do all of the months. And then we go into lesson planning. Okay, these are the lesson planning pages. So all of the months come first, and then your lesson planning pages are next. I actually like that. It's different than the other planners. So you have the option to put all your calendars in a row, and then all your lesson plans are in one section. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you have your different subjects up top. These could be your small groups. You could very easily split one of these boxes in half or into quarters if you needed to do more small groups for resource or like a push in, push out, co-teaching kind of not a self-contained classroom, but if you needed to, you could split it in half to do more of a self-contained classroom. These are all lesson planning pages. Let's look at, you have some checklists. checklist, checklist, checklist. And then you have stickers. These are months. Oh, to make tabs. They give you the tab stickers to make the tabs. And then you have other stickers there, conferences, staff meeting, assembly, early release, testing. Oh, snap. We got two IEP meeting stickers on here. I will take it because none of the other ones had any, but we need to do better, guys. We need more. We have more than two IEP meetings every year. So we have that. Remember to do, must do, due date, progress reports, busy, get it done. And that's it. This is the Carson Delosa lesson planner. I got it on Amazon. I will link it below. The next one, I have two more to share with you. This is the Blue Sky lesson planner. A lot of you love this lesson planner as well. It was one that was highly requested for me to review. This is a planning calendar, not a lesson planner. I don't think Blue Sky makes an actual lesson planner. Don't quote me though. They may, could not find one for the school year if I did. So this is just a planning calendar. Here you have 2025, 2026 year look at a glance. Then you have a contacts page, important dates. And then this one actually starts in May of 2025. So this is a May, even though it says July 2025 to June 2026. So it started, oh, because, no, it just gave you the extra 2 months. And then the tabs started July. So here is the calendar. And then it goes into the week. So again, you get one block for each day. You could easily, again, with your own stickers or just color coding it or adding a pen or whatever it may be, make your own lesson plans out of here, depending upon how specific you want to be, how many groups, small groups that you have, how many students that you see or service. But then it has Saturday and Sunday here. This is a lot of space that you could use for something else as well. Easily just black it out or put another sticker over it for to-dos, IEP meetings, whatever it may be. And the rest of the calendar looks like this. So you have your month, and then you go into just your planning pages, but it's all dated for all of the things. So this is the Blue Sky Planner. Again, a lot of teachers like this one, but it is not an official lesson planner. The last lesson planner that I want to show you today is the Erin Condrin lesson planner. I will say this is my least favorite lesson planner of all of them, even though I've not looked at it yet. This one I did not customize. I ordered it right as it is, and it took about 6 weeks to get here, even though that's not what it said when I ordered it. So that's why this video took so long to come out, because the Erin Condren lesson planner did not arrive in time. But this is the teacher lesson planner. This is on one of the more expensive sides. If you add more customization to it, it costs more money. It is one of the thicker planners. I did not customize this at all. So this is how thick it comes without any customization. It's the same thickness as the Plum Paper planner. So the more lesson plannery it is, the thicker it is, the thinner it is. It's generally just a regular calendar. So just keep that in mind. So teacher lesson planner with the horizontal layout, you have about me, events, communication log, July and August, September. So 2025 and 2026 years at a glance, your year plans with just blank boxes. So you can easily use that for your long range plans or your IEP due dates. Then you have a bell schedule, spending summary, notes pages, to-dos, dates to remember in July. So then it goes into the calendar pages. You have a dated calendar with blank lines here. The August 2025 calendar is down here. And then it goes into your months. So I did not get to choose where I wanted this calendar to start. So it starts in June of 2025 and goes through July of 2026. So that is nice. So that's maybe probably why it's a little thicker, because it's doing all of the summer months. So let's jump. I'm going to jump to October. Here's October. There's your weekly lesson plan. So they are dated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 columns here. No Saturday and Sunday, which I do appreciate because we're not lesson planning for Saturday and Sunday. You could easily cut these into four or cut them in half if you needed to. Again, for small groups, that's generally my recommendation when you are only given this many blocks. But you could easily do that. What I did when I was teaching in the classroom is I would label each of these with a sticker. So I would just print a sticker that I made myself. And then if we had like a standing computer class or a standing like this is IEP work bin time, I would make stickers for that and throw them in here so I don't have to rewrite it every week. Let's go to the end because all of those look the same. So we're going to go to the end where there are student checklist pages. And these checklists can be folded over so that way you don't have to rewrite the names every time. These are all student checklist pages. And then you have, all right, Aaron Condrin down here earning some credit points. You have all of this whole row is IEPs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 IEP stickers. Doesn't say IEP meeting, it just says IEP. But we have PTC. We have 2 whole rows of that. Different other stickers here. Let's see. Important meeting, conference, field trip, assembly, testing. And then you have some blank ones, so you could easily use these. And I always use these as the IEP meeting stickers because I could color code them for students. And then you have this folder, and then you get one poly kind of envelope type of thing here that has a list of the dates, popular dates, holidays and things for the year. And then you can write on a dry erase marker. All of the covers that are laminated like this can use a dry erase marker. But this is the Erin Condren lesson planner. If I had to choose a favorite that was not my own, so it was not this one. If I had to choose a favorite that I like the general look of it over everything else, it would probably be, I thought this one was super cute, which is the Hadley Designs. You would have to adapt it a lot, and it's more of a lesson planner, not so much of a caseload management planner binder type of thing. It is rather thin, so again, you're just lesson planning. So if you wanted just a lesson planner, I really, really like this one. Very basic, but it's still really cute. Probably more for an elementary school teacher, but I really, really like this one. If I wanted something more robust, that was more of like everything all in one, again, that wasn't my own, I would probably pick one of the Plum Paper planners, even though it was more expensive. I do like the Happy Planner version though, because I could adapt that to meet the needs. I would look for the lesson planner version of the Happy Planner though, if they have one. I'm pretty sure they do, but don't quote me on it. Because you can add pages in and take pages out as needed. And I really like that because then, so let's say you really like some of the pages from this lesson planner. So you bought a Happy Planner and you bought the digital version of the all-in-one IEP lesson planner. You could easily add those pages into this one. So that way, you could make it really fit your needs for your classroom. I would love to know in the comments below this video which lesson planner you liked the most, which one that you would like to try out. I will leave, again, all of the links to all of these lesson planners are going to be in the video description below here. But also don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, wherever it may be, make sure you follow us on all the social media channels at Mrs. D's Corner and at the Intentional IEP. We are here to help you with all of your lesson planning needs and IEP writing processes, implementation, and IEP writing needs as well. So don't forget, again, like, follow, subscribe, like, share, all of the good things. And if you need anything in the meantime or would like to see anything in more depth or have more questions about anything that you've seen in this video, please reach out. We are always here to help you. But until then, we'll see you in the next training.